Hello Cowboys Nation, welcome to another video, and without further ado, let's get to another round of news from America's team. Micah Parsons isn't the only Cowboys player who needs an extension. This would be the perfect time for the Dallas Cowboys to get ahead of the game. And it's not just an extension for All-Pro pass rusher Micah Parsons. Three key members of the Cowboys' 2022 draft class are in position to sign extensions. First-rounder Tyler Smith, a Pro Bowl guard, has his fifth-year option for 2026 at a cost of $21 million. Tight end Jake Ferguson, their fourth-round pick, and cornerback Darren Bland, their fifth-round pick, are about to enter the final year of their respective rookie contracts. The Cowboys created more than $55 million in cap space for a reason, although it has not led to a high-priced signing of an outside free agent yet. They can use that money on extensions for all three players and Parsons, who is entering the final year of his rookie deal. As has been said over and over, an extension would actually lower Parsons' 2025 salary cap figure. Extensions for Smith, Ferguson, and Bland would raise those 2025 figures, but not exorbitantly. Smith went to North Crowley High School in Fort Worth. This is home. He was a second-team All-Pro in 2023 and has been in the past two Pro Bowls. Despite having played 3 seasons, he turns only 24 next month. He is the perfect cornerstone to build the offensive line around, now that Zach Martin has retired, in much the same way they did before with Tyron Smith, Travis Frederick, and Martin. Bland was an All-Pro in 2023 when he led the league with 9 interceptions and set an NFL record for most returns for a touchdown in a season with 5. Ferguson was a Pro Bowl injury replacement in 2023 after catching 71 passes for 761 yards and 5 touchdowns. Injuries helped wreck the 2024 seasons for Ferguson and Bland. Bland missed 10 games after undergoing surgery for a stress fracture in his left foot. After intercepting 14 passes his first 2 seasons, he did not intercept 1 in 7 games last season. Ferguson missed 3 games in 2024, finishing with 59 catches for 494 yards. Just as he was getting close to 100% after suffering a sprained MCL in his left knee in the season opener, he suffered a concussion in the 10th game, missing 2 contests. Giving a player an extension before the final season of his contract is how the Cowboys used to operate, although it seems a long time ago. But those days are a bygone era, and now the Cowboys have to find a way to convince Smith, Ferguson, and Bland that Dallas is the right place for them to play for the long term. Larger guarantees. Overpaying just slightly. There is a risk in doing that, just as there is a risk in waiting, since it could cost them more money down the road. The recent extension signed by Houston Texans cornerback Derek Stingley Jr. averages $30 million per season in new money, which likely represents a ceiling for a Bland contract. 3 years ago, the Cowboys signed Trayvon Diggs to a 5-year, $97 million deal, $19 million per year. Ferguson might be more of a projection because of the injuries last season, but he plays tight end, a position that has not seen a sizable jump in salary the way some other positions have moved. Cincinnati Bengals wide receiver Jamar Chase is now the highest-paid non-quarterback at $40.25 million. Cleveland Browns pass rusher Myles Garrett held that mark for about a week at $40 million annually. While Parsons said he doesn't need to be the highest-paid defensive player in the NFL, you can bet his agent will want him to be. Last year, the Cowboys were unable to sign receiver CeeDee Lamb until late in training camp and quarterback Dak Prescott hours before the season opener. Those deals made Lamb the second highest-paid receiver and Prescott the highest-paid player in the game. With Parsons, the Cowboys can have him under contractual control through 2028, if they choose to use the franchise tag. Parsons has stated his goal is to be a Cowboy for life. The Cowboys have said their goal is to sign Parsons for the long term. Maybe they find that middle ground sooner than many believe. But if they need the tag for Parsons, then they won't have one for Smith, Ferguson, or Bland next March. In a perfect world, the Cowboys would sign all four to extensions before the season starts, although recent history says that won't happen. Getting at least one or two of them signed would be a good start. Cowboys signing 6 to 8 linemen with 110 sacks urged to fill one trouble spot. The Dallas Cowboys have showed a concerted effort to address the defensive line in the 2025 free agency period. The team has signed a mix of players with former first-round NFL draft pedigrees and past ties to the organization or metro area. Those include Peyton Turner, Solomon Thomas, and Dante Fowler Jr. Dallas was fourth worst in the NFL last season, giving up 2,331 yards on the ground at an average of 4.8 yards a carry. With how the Cowboys' defense was in defending the run, they shouldn't be done making moves to improve the interior. One name that could help this cause is Miami Dolphins veteran defensive tackle Calais Campbell. Campbell, 38, is one of the NFL's oldest journeymen, but you wouldn't be able to tell by looking at his stats. With the Dolphins on a one-year contract in 2024, Campbell was able to play all 17 games and record 52 tackles and 5 sacks. He was also graded in the top 10 of all defensive linemen by PFF in defense grade and run defense on that stout Dolphins front. The numbers are impressive, but Dallas could actually gain more from a Campbell signing than just his on-field production. His age will put him on the low end of the market, which saves money. You know Jerry Jones is listening now. His last contract was just a $2 million cap hit. The 6'8", 300-pound Campbell can run stop, thus filling Dallas one trouble spot on D, but he also has 110 career sacks. We say he would also be a huge help to the maturity of the unit, particularly Motzie Smith. A 17-year vet in Motzie's corner could be a turning point in his professionalism, setting up the Cowboys with a future of Smith and Osa Odigizua that looks a lot better than it has in years past. Dallas won't be asking Campbell to be the anchor of the D-line for more than 1 year. Yes, they'll need his production during that time, but a signing like this does more wonders for culture setting under new leader Brian Schottenheimer. There's a lot of time before Dallas also potentially targets a defensive lineman in the NFL draft, but if they want a quick depth fix, look no further than Calais Campbell.